Knowledge, skills, and wisdom coming through studies, research, and practice from a scholar Buddhist monk, Bhante Basnagoda Rahula.
Welcome, friends. To examine your potential to become an excellent writer, first we need to answer this question. Is writing a talent or skill? A talent is a special ability, a natural ability we are born with. I have known some people with photographic memory. They look at a landscape only once, go home and draw it with amazing details, exactly the same. In mathematics, some are faster than calculators. Some listen to a song only once and remember it completely. These are what we call clear examples of talents. Most of us may be blessed with some talents, but perhaps we never identify what that talent is. A skill is an ability we develop through practice. Skills are threefold: verbal, physical, and inner. We develop these skills with repeated practice, and we store these skills in our brain. Let us take a physical skill, for instance. You learn to ride a bike in your childhood. Suppose you never rode a bike last 10 or 15 years. Still, if interested, you will ride a bike today after a little shaky beginning. I mean, you may be unsteady during the first hour or so, but shortly afterwards, you will ride the bike perfectly. It means that you have developed a skill and retain it throughout your life. Now we come to the crucial point of whether writing is a talent or skill. Of course, if you are to become a bestseller author, you may have some inborn creativity, but writing itself is a skill developed through practice. This is similar to the previous example of riding a bike. Those few who compete in the front for the first place in the Tour of France, for instance, may be talented, but anybody who practices riding a bike can become a perfect rider. This elucidation confirms that becoming an excellent writer is an achievement through practice, and then anybody undoubtedly can become an excellent writer. I have heard many of my students say, "I'm not a good writer." This saying suggests I'm not born with a writing gene. This belief, for sure, is a clear myth. Of course, no two persons write in the same way, and that difference is mainly related to the style, which is unique, just like the lines on our palms. Other than that, any person has the potential to become an excellent writer through guided practice. Yes, the key term is guided practice. You need to be guided by specialists in the field of writing. If your first language is English, you speak English fluently, but it does not mean that you can write well, simply because conversational English and formal academic English are different. You may write so many text messages, email messages, social media posts, but they all show only your conversational skills if you have not been guided by a specialist in writing. Thus, guided practice makes you an excellent writer. As I said previously, You can practice guided writing mentally, you think about it, verbally, you speak, and physically, you write or type. For instance, you can repeat a newly learned stylish sentence pattern through your mind, speak it, and write or type it. The best of all practices is the physical practice, which means writing or typing. In a world where many expect immediate results, you may be tempted to ask whether there are shortcuts instead of repeated practice to become an excellent writer. Of course, proper guidance may reduce the length of practice, the time of practice. But the plain truth is that nobody can become an excellent writer without guided practice. It means that you have to learn writing by guided writing itself. Learning a lesson or instructions about proper writing is, of course, essential but inadequate. Here is a simple example. I have a coin here. This is not a quarter. I'm recording this video far away from United States. I'm in Sri Lanka right now. So this is Sri Lankan rupee coin. I can tell you how to toss and turn this coin on your palm. I can give you instructions. Have a white board that you see. You can see clearly. Hold the coin like this. Keep palms and fingers straight. Toss it and roll like this. You have learned the instructions and you remember the instructions, but you cannot turn like I do because you have not practiced. You have to practice for at least a week or even more than that. You can try to have any progress. If somebody thinks I have passed the written test so that I can drive now, you are going to crash immediately. You have learned all the swimming instructions without getting into the water and believe you can swim well, you are going to drown immediately. The same is true with writing. You have learned many lessons about writing, but if you do not write following these lessons, you are going to remain stagnant in your progress, which means that practice is a must. So, the ability to write like a pro is a skill developed through writing guided by a pro, not by everybody, not by your peer group. Every person has a potential to become an excellent writer, but only those who practice guided writing realize that potential. I will meet you again and again with the lessons that will help you write clearly, correctly, elegantly, and powerfully. Thanks for watching.